Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, I'm going to be showing you a very exciting new supporter card, which is going to be coming out in Full Metal Wall in Japan, Unbroken Bonds over here in the UK, US, Europe, etc. And it is Ultra Forest Carton Boy. Now, this is a trainer which is only found in the Ultra Forest in Pokemon Ultra Sun, and they specialize in Kartana, hence the name. So what does it actually do? Well, according to the lovely Joe over at Cerebi.net, it means that your Ultra Beast can ignore any effects on the defending Pokemon. Damage done to your opponent's Pokemon by your Ultra Beast is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So essentially anything that your opponent might be trying to do to stop you attacking, to stop you trying to do something, will not work. You'll go through it, you'll be able to attack them, life will be good. This is exactly the kind of trainer card, exactly the kind of supporter that should be played as a one-off in the kind of format we're in at the moment. Because if you want to find this fairly quickly, we've got Tapu Lele, but we've also got things like the combination of Magcargo and Oranguru, which is pretty gosh darn sweet. Magcargo lets you put any card from your deck on top of your deck, and Oranguru lets you draw until you got 3 cards in hand. So as long as you've got fewer than 3 cards in hand, you can grab this rather easily. So that's quite nice. So it's easy to search out. And then if you want to use it later on in the game, you can use Pal Pad to shuffle it back into your deck, or you can use Lusamine to grab it. And let's not forget that with Lieutenant Surge's strategy coming around soon, which lets you play 3 supporters including itself during one turn, you can play Lieutenant Surge's strategy and then play Lusamine to grab back Ultra Forest Carton Boy, and then play it straight away. So it's easy to find, it's easy to get back. Why is it so good? And the thing is, there are a whole bunch of games where it's not going to be good. So let's say you're playing against something like Blacephalon. Now, I'm not talking about some weird kind of Blacephalon deck. I am talking about Blacephalon generally, whereby you can Lost Zone as many fire energy attached to it as you like, and you do 50 damage for each energy you put in the Lost Zone, using Naganadel to accelerate energy, and maybe you end up attacking with Naganadel at one point to get a KO using a non-GX. Neither of those Pokemon are going to protect themselves. There is one exception, we'll get to it in a moment. Generally speaking, they're not going to protect themselves, so it's absolutely fine. Against that deck, you're not going to be wanting to use it. But there are plenty of Pokemon that do. Hooper from Shining Legends comes to mind. Hooper is a great Pokemon purely because of the ability. Not a great weakness, not a great amount of HP, not a great attack. But the ability reads, prevent all effective attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX. So if you are only playing non-GXs, this is a problem. Now, if you're playing something like Blacephalon, maybe you 2-hit KO with Naganadel, but maybe you're a little bit too slow. It could end up becoming an issue. But you play Carton Boy here and you're absolutely fine. You get to just play the supporter and then go through it as if it were, in fact, a regular Pokemon. One of the other ones we see played an awful lot here is Dawnwing's Necrozma. Now, this is often played in Malamar decks. Malamar decks play a whole bunch of different cards, whether it's Necrozma for just taking big KOs, whether it's Giratina as a nice non-GX attacker, or whether it is, in fact, Dawnwing's Necrozma, which is, generally speaking, used once during the game for the GX attack Moon's Eclipse. 180 damage, but you can only use it if you're behind on prizes. But then it gets immunity for a turn, it cannot be attacked. Oh wait, yes it can, if you play Carton Boy. It's really quite nice. Ironically, one of the best uses for this is actually against other Ultra Beasts after Lusamine Prism Star. Lusamine Prism Star is a great card which basically says, when you play it, if your opponent's got 3 prizes remaining, otherwise it does nothing, your Ultra Beasts get protection from your opponent's attacks during the following turn. Prevent all damage done to your Ultra Beast by attacks during your opponent's next turn. So the player playing Lusamine here can have immunity for a turn if they're playing Ultra Beasts. But then the other player can play Carton Boy if they're playing Ultra Beasts. So we've got one card that protects Ultra Beasts, and then another card which helps Ultra Beasts go through any kind of protection. Want another example? How about Shuckle? Shuckle's got a ridiculous ability which says that you can prevent damage from attacks, not effects, just damage, from any Pokemon that have 2 or fewer energy attached to them. Now, one of the things about Shuckle is that it's got 170 HP. So if we take something like the non-GX Buzzwole, with 4 prizes remaining, that does 120. Add a Diancie Prism Star, that does 140. Add a Choice Band, that does 170 for just a single energy. Except it doesn't, because Shuckle's ability comes in just being like, yeah, no mate, you've got to get free energy on. And you can always use something like a Beast Ring to attach the extra energy, but that kind of defeats the object of having a single energy attack. So in comes Carton Boy here, and because you're using an Ultra Beast, it works very well. And you just do 170 for a single energy on a non-GX Pokemon. Take out Shuckle for a single energy on a non-GX and take yourself 2 prizes. And that's the kind of thing that this card does so beautifully. It allows you to be in positions where you would usually be really worried and then go, actually, no, it's fine, I've totally got this. Against something like a Dawnwing's Necrozma, you might literally just go, right, well, I can't attack this turn. Except now you're fine, because you can play this. Against a Shuckle, you might be having to waste a whole bunch of energy, except you're fine. I mean, again, let's go back to Shuckle. Blacephalon, generally speaking, should be able to use 2 energy to take out a Shuckle because of the weakness. And for 2 energy, that's really nice. Unfortunately, now, because of Shuckle's ability, it takes free energy. And it might not seem like a huge difference, 2 to free energy, but the thing is, with Blacephalon, you're lost zoning energy. 1 extra energy could be the difference here between getting a KO and not getting a KO late in the game when you're running out of energy. And Carton Boy here lets you get a KO for 2 energy on a Blacephalon rather than getting a KO for free energy. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress enough, this can make a huge difference. And I've not given you every single way this can be used. I've not told you every Pokemon this goes through. All I can tell you is, even if I gave you a complete list of every Pokemon it went through, that would only be good for now. There are going to be plenty of other Pokemon released in the future that this will end up going through and give you a huge advantage. I will, however, give you a couple last little examples. How about Alolan Ninetales? Which, I mean, this is a non-GX, which has immunity from GXs. Doesn't see a huge amount of play, but you never know. Might end up seeing more play in the future. And how about Carbink? Now, I did a video about Carbink recently. I'll pop a link in the description. This is the one from Lost Thunder. And when it attacks, you protect it from Pokemon with abilities the following turn. Well, not if they're an Ultra Beast and you play Carton Boy. And there's an argument here that Ultra Beasts don't need any more help. They've got Beast Ring to accelerate energy. They've got Beast Energy to do a bit more damage. They've got Ultra Space, a stadium to get them out. I've already mentioned Lusamine Prism Star. There's so much that they've got. Stack Attacker to prevent the damage being done to it. It's not like Ultra Beasts are exactly missing a lot of help here. I mean, goodness, I just showed you the other day the lovely little card Beastbringer, which lets Ultra Beasts, if they KO an EX or a GX and they've got 6 prizes remaining, take an extra prize. Ultra Beasts don't need very much extra help, but they've got that extra help whether they needed it or not. This is a very good card, and I think it should be a one-of in a whole bunch of Ultra Beast decks, because it just means if you come across something like Dawnwing's Necrozma, like Cooper, or whatever it might be, it can give you one extra key KO, which could be the difference between winning or losing. So for that reason, I'm giving it 4 Wassies. Again, it's not for non-Ultra Beast decks, and it's probably never going to be more than a 1 or 2 of, but Ultra Beasts are very good at the moment between stuff like Blacephalon and Buzzwole, and the reality is this is going to win your games and at least needs consideration in all of these decks. So there we go. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I would very much like to know what you think about this, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! But please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about Transformers and Keyforge and other lovely games. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.